Hello, everyone. This is Tony Geraci, and thank you very much for watching Real Estate Leaders with Tony Geraci. And of course, again, this week, David Finale is with us today.
Hello, everybody.
And today, we have a very big topic, the most important topic, right, of real estate agents and prospecting is your sphere of influence, and where is it, and how to use it. So, David, what do you think? What's your top number one thing you tell new agents to start with their sphere of influence without getting them too way out, like where, who, what? Where do you start? Step by step.
I think people have to first understand that we're not selling vacuum cleaners. And what I mean by that is I'm going to start with a quick story. So way back when, in the olden days, when I got out of college, I didn't have a job. And I didn't want to do this, that, and the other thing. I wanted to find something. So my major was political science, urban planning, real estate, kind of, sort of. But I couldn't find anything in that field. So I went and took his marketing job. I went in and says, okay, well, we're going to start on Monday with training. We're going to train for a week, yada, yada. Great, fine. Turned out it was all about this tool called the Rainbow, which is a water-based vacuum cleaner, right? And at the end of the week, they said, okay, you got this down. You're really good. You're the best in the class with all of this stuff. We want you to go and we want you to practice on your mother. Great. Practice on your mother. What do I do then? Well, then you're going to call everybody you know, including your brothers, your cousins, your sisters, and you're going to sell this to them. And I said, what? I said, there is no effing way I am going to try to sell a vacuum cleaner to my family. So my point to this story is this. We're not looking to sell houses or have people buy houses by our connections with the people we know. Mm-hmm. More than anything else, what we are trying to do, or what we want to do, excuse me for that, ladies and gentlemen, what we want to do is we want to make a connection. We want to make a connection whereby people know that we're in real estate, but we want to deal with relationships more than anything else. What does that mean? Simple. Our connection type and what we're going to say is all going to depend on the other person. For instance, we're going to connect many ways. We're going to connect through the old ways and the new ways. And let's hit the new way real quick. Direct messaging.
Sure.
You're going to see something. You're going to see something on Facebook. You're going to see something on social media, and you're going to DM these people, either congratulating them or whatever it is, but you're going to talk about it. As you reconnect with everybody, they're going to start seeing everything you do. So the most important thing is, let's not worry about selling. Let's worry about being in a relationship with the people we know. Right. So that's a long-winded way of answering your question.
Yes. No, I believe that completely. I always say to agents, we don't sell houses, we sell ourselves and relationships with people and why to use you.
Exactly. There's so many different ways and so many ways to build this, and your relationships or the people you know are everywhere. They are everywhere. And the first question you'll usually get from someone who doesn't understand what the sphere of influence is, other people call it circle of influence or influence in your circle, whatever. Right. Is, how do I find these people? What do I do? The first thing is just to start. And this is the place where you're going to find most of the people, because I'm going to say that, without even trying, you probably have a couple hundred contacts on your phone. Now, granted, they're not all going to be people that you would consider friends, relatives, whatever. So let's just get the categories away, if that's okay. Right, Tony? We're talking the categories?
Right.
Okay. Your family, your friends. And a little thing about friends, if you got more than this many that you really call friends, you're a lucky person. Because then they're your acquaintances, right? And the fourth thing, fourth major category is your service people, your cleaner, the guy who fixes your car, whoever it might be. It might be if you have a landscaper or anything like that. So those are your close people. But let's talk about a few more categories, okay? Your past clients, customers, okay? Big part of your list, right? Your current customers, another big part of your list. Right. And my last and my famous one is future customers.
And who would those be?
There you go. There's the question I was waiting for. Future customers. Future customers are those people that you have tried to connect with. They are leads that you have not connected with.
Mm-hmm.
They are leads. There are people that you have not connected with that you have their information,
Mm-hmm.
either an email address, a phone number, whatever. You have some information, but you haven't connected with them yet. And so really basically, I want to go take a sidetrack here and talk about the people that you connect with in leads, right? Sure. So there's a lot of people that talk about 70, 20, 10, where 70% of people you'll never get in touch with, 20% are out there waiting, and 10% right now, right? Right. I like to change that up a little bit. I call it Dave's rule of thirds, right? So it's 30%, third of them, 33%, are going to buy 3 to 6 months. Sure. Another third are going to buy 3 to 24 months. Right. Another third are never going to buy. Let's talk about that third. Right. A third of that third garbage. They were drunk one night and they started to look through houses and clicked on submit their info on Zillow. Right. The other 2/3 might still get your stuff. They might see it, and there's a possibility of a blind referral. Right. Where somebody will say to me, hey, you know a realtor? I want to sell my house. No, but this guy sends me stuff all the time. Let me forward you his information. That's called a blind referral. And you probably never know who it is. This middle third is the most important third. And I know everybody wants now leads, but the middle third is really important, 3 to 24 months. Why? Because people say, well, you know what? It's October, right? So people say, well, you know what? We're going to start looking in April. So most agents will write down April 1, right. Call Jane Smith. Mm-hmm. By April 1, she's already under contract. Right. So you don't wait till April 1. You call them and wish them a Merry Christmas or a Happy Hanukkah or a Happy Holidays during the holiday season right then and there. This way now they're fresh in your mind. Number 2, you're also going to connect with them on social media, right? And because what could happen, I mean, that 3 to 24 months, guess what? They could start a family. They could get a new job. They could lose a job. Right. They might have an Uncle Joe that's got $100,000 he's doing nothing with that wants to give it to you for a down payment. You never know about these things. So that center, that middle third is really important. And of course, the first third are now leads. It's speed to lead. It's treating them the way they want to be treated. And it's using micro commitments. Back to the sphere of influence, because those are really important, right? Right. So that's basically your makeup of your sphere of influence.
Now, how to keep it organized?
Great question.
and how often?
Your first step is to, if you do not have a CRM, get one. But to organize it to start is usually the best way is to use an Excel spreadsheet. And it's really simple. Tony, I will send you the Excel spreadsheet I use. It's very, very simple. Thank you. And if your agents are looking for it, I mean, it's really simple. It's name. Here's the best way to set it up. First name, last name, full name, email address, cell phone number, and then your family information like anniversaries, all that stuff you get later. Right. Why do I say first name, then last name, and then full name? Because there are some systems that want it broken up, and there are some systems that want it together. Right. So this way you've got it all set up for either system, and it's only going to upload what you want because you'll have to map the upload to a CRM. And that's really the basic information. That's the best way to do it. And it's also the best way to work on it, because you can have that same sheet on your phone, because when you run into somebody, you can also add them to that list there. If you use Dropbox or whatever, that's a list that you can use. That's how I've done it through my entire career. I've been using Dropbox for years. What's great about it is it syncs with my laptop. It syncs with everything I'm doing. And I have it everywhere I go.
Exactly. Yep.
Right. So that's the best way to organize it.
Now, how about quartiling? Do you do it like these are A people, B people, C people, D people? Like these are people that will refer me no matter what. These are people that need to be reminded every once in a while. These are people that might refer me and they know me and trust me. And then maybe like the D's are the people that they're on there, but long shots.
Exactly. So you need to, I call it segregation. I call it segregating your list. And I think you need to do that. I think you need to do it annually, like go through everything, but quarterly, go through it on a cursory view. So your A's are people that are always going to refer you. And that's not a big list. Your B's are people that are going to refer you, but you need to stay in touch with them. Your C's are people that will refer you, but they still need a lot of work, right? And your D's, you know what? Throw them away.
Yeah, the one thing I stress a lot is just because you're a realtor and you have a best friend or good friends or relatives, and they love you and trust you, if you don't ask them, do you know any other realtors? And are you better friends with them? You have to do that. So often I talk to my agents and I hear, I'm doing what you're saying, Tony. I got my sphere and I got this and that. And then all of a sudden I see on Facebook, a friend of mine that I've been in contact with is to put their house up for sale with another agent. I said, well, what? When's the last time you contacted them? Do you ask them if they had another agent? Because they're putting them in a list and they don't know that they have competition with that same sphere. They're in someone else's sphere. Right. And you don't know. So it's happened to me in my career. I've had people over the years, friends, family, all of a sudden, boom, their house is up for sale. I said, I've been in the business 27 years. I see you every holiday. Well, I didn't ask for your business. I didn't know that you had someone else I was competing against. And then that's where I say to agents that when you have a friend or relative that's in your sphere and you have competition, you got to step up your game. You think they're a slam dunk and they're not. So have you seen that in your career? Have you seen that in agents that you're coaching?
Holy moly, consistently I've seen this. I've had agents come into my office and say to me, Dave, my best friend's cousin just bought a house from somebody else. Can you believe that? I said, yeah, I can. I go, what do you think happened? And their answer all the time is, well, they forgot about me. And I almost like stand up. I get really straight. And I say, no, you forgot about them.
Right.
You didn't do your job right. And people don't like to hear that. But you know what? Sometimes this is a slap in the face that a lot of realtors don't get, that if they lost one customer, chances are they're going to lose another one and another one and another one. You need to stay in front of them with value. What is value? Well, value could be information about the market. Value could be a hello and congratulations on your son hitting a home run in a Little League game. Value could be, hey, man, I know we haven't been in touch. Let's get together for a cup of coffee. Now, there's the old ways and the new ways. You know, the MREA book, you know what that book is, The $1 Million Real Estate Agent, talking about a number of touches, right? And that book is a really good base, but it really doesn't do the job the right way because it's all a bunch of gobbledygook put together. It's a great book, don't get me wrong, but it talks about the touches. Here's how you touch people. I'm going to go through it real quick if that's okay with you.
No,
right? Right. So we're going to start with the old ways, right? Number one, before we go there, make sure that everybody on your list you are connected with on every social media platform you can think of, right? Right. And that is Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat, LinkedIn, Twitter, YouTube, yada, 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 so on and so forth, TikTok, whatever you can think of, you need to connect with these people on, right? Really simple. Okay, so let's start with the old ways. You're going to send a postcard that's going to have market statistics in that area. Now, depending on the geographical location of your sphere is going to depend on what that card looks like. If your people are all over the place, it might be a general market for the state or for the county. Right. But if you're really localized, like say you have 200 people in your sphere and 150 people live in your market, take that market and use those statistics. You only need 2 or 3 statistics, right? With that information, you're going to mail that postcard. And then 2 days after you mail it, depending on how fast your mail gets delivered, and that's important to know, you're going to follow up with a phone call. Everybody on your list. Right. You know, and it's going to be a conversation. Now, if it's people you don't know that well, you might have to reintroduce yourself and apologize for not being in touch. And you're going to, some way, somehow, If they don't mention it, you're going to mention, did you get my card? And that's not the main topic of the conversation.
Right.
You're going to hang up with them. Anybody you talk to, you're going to send a handwritten thank you note. And it's 3 sentences. 1, thank you so much for your time on the phone today. 2, that middle sentence is going to be something you talked about on that phone call. And 3, thanks so much for your time. Let's stay in touch.
Right.
I did not ask for any business, and I don't intend to. Not in that stuff. Later on, maybe. Okay. So that is that's theoretically 3 touches. Right. However, what you're now going to do in social media is that postcard is now going to be a post on your personal and on your business page. Actually, it's going to be on your business page, which you're going to share to your personal page. You're going to use it as a post on Instagram. You're also going to put it on Twitter and so on and so forth. Then you're going to do a video on the market statistics, right? And you're going to use that video as a very short and small advertisement on Facebook, even on Instagram. You're going to spend $20, $30, but you're going to spend that money just to get you out there. No call to action, no nothing, right? Then what you're going to do is you're going to take those statistics and you're going to do 1 or 2 call to action videos about what's going on in your market. So it's a full market statistics program to start out, right? So that's that. And with the phone calls is really important. The next month, that's just month 1. The next month, you're going to either send an email newsletter. It's probably going to be an email newsletter, depending on what you want to work with. Sure. And you're going to call everybody on the list that you did not talk to the first month. And again, the same process with the thank you notes. The third month can be something through email and the same technique of calling everyone you did not get in touch with the previous 2 months. So it's a cycle that you work through. The interesting part here is that everything that you talk about, everything that you do is going to be a post on your social media. If anyone's connected with me, they're going to see that I'm on quite a bit. And what I do is in the morning, for the most part in the morning, I do 2 different videos, but they're actually the same and they clip together. One is a quick video that I post on Instagram, and the other one is a longer video that it's a continuation of the first that goes on Facebook and goes on my stories on Facebook as well. Because people love to see stories and they're going to watch them. So you need to start using them. So now what you've done is you're going to have more than 40 to 50 contacts, but we're going to throw another wrench into this. You're going to do what I call, and from my good friend Ryan Hodge in Canada, Facebook A to Z. You're going to go into Facebook and since you're connected with everybody on Facebook, every month without fail, you're going to send a direct message to everybody on your list. These people are not going to forget you. And you're probably saying, Dave, that's way too much. No, it's not.
Right.
No, it's not. Because it's valuable and they're never going to forget you.
Right.
And I'm going to throw one more thing at you. I'm going to bet that if you really tried on your list, you took the 30 top people and you did 30 days and 30 cups of coffee and met everyone one day a week, one time a day, tried to meet somebody for coffee and just said, how you doing? The impact you're going to have is you'll have more business than you know what to do with. You probably won't be able to finish the 30 days because you'll have too much business.
Sure. Oh, definitely.
That is a sphere of influence marketing database management plan.
Right. And it's a numbers game, but these are not cold calls. These are not calling the phone book. This is not you're going after your people. Everybody right now could get business today. If you're sitting there, how can I get business? If you have your sphere, someone in there knows someone that's buying or selling a house. It's numbers. It's in there, but you just have to figure out, and you got to consistently do it because you ask them today, but if you call them every 6 months, they might have ran into a few people. Those people already bought houses. So again, you got to system. You got to systematize it. And I fight with some agents about it because they feel like it's not genuine.
What's not genuine? Trying to talk about real estate to everybody in their sphere?
I think it's scheduling time to call someone to see how they're doing. I don't know.
You know,
I,
Tony, it's either that or learn how to say you want fries with that.
Right. I agree with you. Some people just, for some reason, like, okay, I'll call you in 30 days, see how you're doing. It's just like, that's not genuine. It's not, I don't really,
If
that's,
I maybe
that's the drawback or the fight back I get when I'm talking to people about getting in touch with their spheres. Well, this is a very good friend of mine that lives out of town. We'll call him every 30 days, first of the month. Well, he's going to feel that I'm just scheduling a call just to see what he's doing. Well, you got to do something. It's better than nothing.
I talked about if you could have this many friends. I'm going to say this many, and I'm very lucky, but there are 3 of them who I talk to regularly, and they actually are agents that used to work for me, and we don't talk about real estate. We're right. Friends. We're genuinely friends. I got one guy, we talk almost every day, and it's about nothing. I'll ask him because I mean, it's about nothing. It's about, okay, I had this crappy client today and whatever. So we talk about different things. But I want to say one thing to those people that say that to you, if I may be blunt.
Sure.
And you should find out what time this is on the video so you can tell them what minute and second they can look at this.
We're about 21 minutes in.
Listen to me very carefully. Get over yourselves.
Okay.
If you're interested in doing business, do business. If you're interested in working 9 to 5, good luck with that, right? This is part of your business. This is how you're going to build your business. This is the mainstay. The sphere of influence is the mainstay, or should be the mainstay, of a part-time agent's business. Plain and simple. And
what's your suggestion, or what do you think a good number is to how often to grow your sphere? Like, should it be 1 a day, 10 a week? You have to grow your sphere. You got to be meeting people and networking with people. Could be a server at a restaurant, your dry cleaner, whatever, someone. You got to know that just met you. Do you have a number that you tell your agents that you coach?
No, I think that it's important. I really like the number 200 as a good round number to have in your sphere. And because we're doing A, B, C, D, we're always going to be like pushing people out. We want to bring new people in, right? So whatever you're doing, you want to make sure that there's value to everybody you meet. Because, I can add people to my sphere every day, even though I'm in an office most of the day. There are people I could add, right? So basically, if you're going to add 5, 6 people a week, that's pretty good as a full-time agent where you've already got a good base. If you can add that many, but you need to be giving them value. You need to be showing them who you are and what you are. Now, one thing I did not say was that when you get a new listing, the sphere of influence is people that get that new listing. When you have something to say, they get that information. Right. Everything that you do, they should be aware of. Right. So that's more than 40 or 50 touches a year, and it's not ingenuous. It's completely genuine to who you are. Like I said, get over yourselves. I don't even say that jokingly. I say it very seriously. And it's important for you all to understand that this is your business. This is your livelihood. Think about what commitment, if you've made a commitment to your business and where you want to take it. What's the lifestyle that you want to live? So the next time you start thinking about whether you should do it or not, think about what lifestyle you want, right?
The other thing I bring up all the time is that we're to piggyback on your vacuum cleaner story was that if you're selling a product that someone might never get to use, it's hard to sell that. That's why I always say I love real estate. I think it's the best. If you're going to be in a sales, this is the best sales to be in, because your customer. If you have a friend or relative that's out there, a sphere, or someone, you have your sphere of 200 people. If they own a house or going to buy a house or going to live in a house someday, they're a potential customer someday. If you're out there selling, Chevy, you're selling cars, someone might ever buy a Chevy car. So they don't like them. You're never going to sell that car to those people. But if they live in a house somewhere and they're a potential customer, they're going to move someday. that no one stays in their house forever. They're going to move. So how often to stay in touch with them on there. So you always know every person you know is a potential customer. Hopefully you got to stay in touch with them and use them in your, keep them in your sphere. So when that time is right. So
here's an interesting fact that I use an awful lot. 15% of the people that you know are moving this year.
50?
Yeah, they're moving. 100% of the people you know someone that's moving this year.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? So just think about that.
Right.
If you even got half of that, that's 7.5%. You got 200 people on a list. That's 15 freaking transactions.
Right there.
You could be doing 10% of your sphere in transactions. I'm not saying the people in your sphere, I'm saying the people will refer to you and get you more business, right? I gotta tell you another quick story. I don't know if you know George Barnett from northern New York State. George makes his living on his sphere of influence. He actually has told me stories of people calling him and saying, George, I'm so sorry I didn't refer you anybody this month. I'm going to make it up to you and do 2 next month.
Wow. That's some powerful sphere.
It's called training.
Right.
He's trained his people to refer them. Refer them, So, I mean, this is not a game. This, and you can make it fun,
Right. No.
Make it fun. I mean, you can even do an event, once a month with your sphere and say, we're going out for something tonight. I'm buying the food. You go, we got a cash bar. You know what? Right. And you go to a bar and you're going to tell them on a Tuesday night you're bringing in 10 to 20 people. Right. And you want them to give you food and they're going to buy drinks. They'll give you the food.
Right. No,
because the food costs them nothing.
And again, I have some agents that do yearly get-togethers, parties to bring their agents. Could be something simple at their house. Could be something elaborate. We even have agents that use our office space, and we'll let them use the office space to have their little events. And some of them forget to invite the people that referred them business, not just your clients of the year or past clients. The people that referred. So some of them invite their family, friends, that because it's thank you for your referral. So,
right. It's such an important part of your business and everything you do. And that's why I say connect on social media, because you're on social media an awful lot and you get stuck on that vortex and you're on there. So why not have it make you money since you use it so much? Right. I mean, how many times you can't say 30 years ago that the television made you money? Well, guess what? This is a television. Right. And it can make you money. I'll give you one other thing that might be a fun thing. Send out 25 gratitude texts a week. Right. I don't really say a day, and basically is thank you so much for including me in your lives, and thank you so much for allowing me to help you with your real estate needs. That's it.
Right.
That's it. You don't have to use your name. You don't have to sign it. They'll know who it is. And if you don't know who they are and they come back with you to say, who's this? There's another connection. There's a better connection than you had before.
Right. I have several agents that send me almost every day. They'll send me some great motivational quote or something they see. And it just feels more connected when it's individual right to you. You're sending because it's coming right from their phone. They're not sending a mass email out. They're not sending them, they're not going on Facebook. You're like, wow, you happen to be on Facebook, which is great, but you're sending direct messages or you're quoting on people's stuff. But some people get the feeling that those people are already looking at other people's stuff and commenting. But if you take the time just to sit there and send a text, just thinking about you today or a motivational quote or whatever, it's a connection.
Yeah. And just a couple other things is as these things come through my head, a lot of times you might not have a phone number for somebody and say, well, how can I call them? I don't have their phone number. Well, if you connect with them through social media, especially Facebook, you can call them on Facebook.
Yeah, I saw that.
Call them through Messenger. I've done that plenty of times, right?
Right.
And another thing that will accentuate your presence on social media and on your friends' timelines is that if your friend posts something that's really cool and you want to comment, hey, you know what? Take an extra 5 minutes, record a quick video response, a quick video comment, and post that in the comments rather than a GIF or a meme. You know, I mean, everybody else is going to see it.
Exposure. Right, everybody's going to see it.
Exposure, that's what it's all about.
Right. Well, we're hitting our half-hour mark here, David. So anybody who's watching this, if you want more information on how to build your sphere of influence, ideas, just brainstorm, because it keeps moving and growing into different ideas. And everybody's sphere of influence and how you grow it, you manage it is different. It's not, you can't just say it's call these people, that people, those people. You have to build it and make it your own. That's your sphere. So that's basically the bottom line to that. But again, reach out to David and I if you want more information or connect with us. Use us as a resource. We'd love to help you. So That's it for today, David. Thank you very much for your time. We'll see you next week. And next week we have lots of good topics. We've got mentoring, coaching, and broker support. Ask your broker these questions. Types of coaches and why you need one, and masterminding. So lots of good stuff for next week. So again, thank you very much for watching, everyone, and we'll see a lot of you very soon. Bye-bye.